the light. I hope you're doing well. We're gonna pull some cards. We're gonna check out the energy, but we're gonna do a wave spell review today because it really showed itself if you took the position of the observer. You know what I'm saying? If you really had a chance to step back and just observe everything that's going on. I mean, from the flood in North Carolina to what's happening in politics with this Libra moon, the law, justice. I mean, we just had a thing down here where some guy was shooting at the cop. All in all was out there. NOPD, whatever the fuck it is. 50, 100 cars out there for one dude, you know what I'm saying? Thought it was a drug weight or some shit when I first saw it. But needless to say, things have been X'd out or are being X'd out, cleansed, sudden upheavals, things leaving suddenly, condolences if this is a person in your life, you know what I'm saying? We got to make sure we get as many people covered as we can, you know what I'm saying? Because we're all going through a lot of different things. So let's see what's going on. Now, today is the last day of that wave spell moving into Monday. Monday will be the first day of the... I'll wait. I'll get it out of the deck first. Because it's going to be a really good one. And I got the channel a day or two ago on it. It wasn't quite complete, but I'm sure a lot of us have been feeling this energy anyway. So you're gonna already be kind of feeling this energy as it starts to show up tomorrow and then on into the next 13 days. We are in the wave spell of, and don't mind that noise in the background, we got forklifts and all kinds of shit. Engineering conference is some of the livest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, all the hottest technology, all the newest shit is up in here today. So I'm having a really good,
Johan,
a really nice ass geek moment. It takes away from the lack of everything else we got going on within the organization.
Still, geek 11.
And some niggas should not be giving a walkie-talkie. I'm gonna just say that right now. Some motherfuckers should not have a walkie-talkie. All right, here we go. We are going to be entering the ebb or the yellow human wave spell. Myself being a yellow human, I love this time because everything is so much clearer for me, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing I urged a lot of people who got into the calendar, people who took the class. This is the time when you can extract the wisdom of your signature, why you're here, the ins and outs of your particular energy. You know, this doesn't line up with mine exactly, because I'm a yellow overtone. This is yellow magnetic, but this is what we're going to do, and this is what a lot of people are doing. There's a wisdom now being extracted from the experience that we've all been going through, whether it be we're not going to build a house where it floods again kind of thing, you know, like real talk. We're not going to go back to a relationship because we know the signs and symbols of when people are playing us and being toxic, you know what I'm saying? You know how I go. Just went through it recently. You text somebody and then there's like a dead space. There's no answer. And then like 50 million years later, there's an answer and it's nothing to do with anything that you texted. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're using the wisdom. We're going to be starting to extract the wisdom of the journey. The next 13 days of this 13-day wave spell of the yellow human. For those who are not familiar, this is from the Mayan calendar. This is what I teach first and foremost for the past couple of years. And it's one of the most accurate and inclusive systems that I've come across. It has just about everything else in it, you know what I'm saying, if you really look close. Even the mythology is really closely tied to this. But the yellow human, even this posture, suggests that a lot of us should be taking a break or getting ready to take a rest. It's a time to receive, because the yellow human in its original form is a glyph with like looks like a plug in the back of the head. And this is... people who are under this influence, who have this signature, have a direct connection to the universe, the wisdom, you know what I'm saying? It comes right in, it flows, and it comes out of their mouth, you know what I mean? I.e. me, kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? Just as a living example for you. But this is where we also learn the influence of things that have had the influence over us, and also our personal influence over others, our environment, all that fly stuff. It's still within the realm of the process. We're still respecting the process of things right now. You know what I mean? As things kind of sort themselves out, especially after these two eclipses, we're gonna have about 6 months of watching shit sort itself out. You feel me? And the last one is free will. Free will, and that's something that's been coming up lately. As far as the question, if everything is already written or predicted or prophesized, or if the angels are guiding me, if God already knows everything and all that fly stuff, where does my free will come into all that? Well, just that question alone, this is the way spell where we can really find out what free will looks like. You know what I'm saying? And really define what that means. You know what I mean? Because there are factors that we have absolutely no control of. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, free will for me really is how we show up, how you show up. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say they're fated events. The shit is written in the stars, right? But how we show up and respond to that is where the free will comes in. It's like somebody bangs into the back of your car. You have the free will whether to go over there, kick their ass and be mad, or call the insurance, or you could be there and say, well, this may be the universe clearing the way so I can get another car, a better car. Maybe I shouldn't have parked there. The wisdom of the journey, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see the, you know what I'm saying? This is a no parking zone kind of shit. So it's going to be that kind of energy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely. So what happens with this is, not only, I'm going to get this dude out of here, are we not tolerating shit, you know what I'm saying? Using our wisdom to clear the field, but to move forward. This is more like a getting into the feel of what's to come. If you see this posture, right? When you see anything in tarot, one of the things I learned is if you really want to get the essence of a card, imitate the posture. And this is more of a peaceful posture. This is, like I said, the receiving part of it all. You know what I'm saying? This is where we start to really get the answers. So if you've had really any questions right about now, if you've had any doubts, any fears, anything that need to be cleared up, this is the time when you're going to start receiving the answers. And a lot of it has to do with the reflection of your own life. Up to this point, it's like I can see why things had to happen this way in order to get to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Can I read you? Well, I brought the cards out tonight because we're going to have one of them nights where it's not going to be much to do but watch the pigeons walk around the warehouse, you know what I'm saying? And the rats. And I don't just mean the animal rats. I'm telling you, bruh, it's wild up in here. I don't know about where y'all work, but it's always a circus, you know what I'm saying? There's so many illusions out in this world right now. It's just ridiculous. Especially when you're in the mix of it. It's one of them things where you would go to McDonald's every day until you work there kind of shit. You feel me? So if you do have a question, put it up in the chat. And maybe we'll even answer it before it even gets there kind of shit. But I'm going to get 3 cards out for this yellow human wave spell. It's really an interesting, well, all 20 of them are really interesting. You can look them up. There's nothing you can't find on the internet right about now. But as far as reliable sources, Astral Dream Advisor is really good. And then the lawoftime.org. The lawoftime.org is a really good place because that's the hub of it all for the Mayan calendar. You can download a free PDF file that shows you the actual calendar and how to follow it and everything. You know what I mean? But it's just a really interesting place if you want something new to dive into. You know what I'm saying? That's still relevant to this day. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, put your thing up in there. I can't put nothing up in here. I hate that shit. Or can I? Filter chat, top messages, community moderation, whatever. Let me say. That's why I like Instagram better, because I can put my cash app and all that up there if you want to do donation. But you can do that shit later if you want. It'll be in the description box. What you got? As far as a question. And while you're getting that together, is Margarita an actual person? And I think your question is really going to highlight this yellow human, especially since your icon for for your YouTube page is yellow. It's showing up already. So here's the thing. Even wearing the color yellow during this time will help pull answers in. Yellow foods, yellow peppers. Absolutely got a clip on. Well, I'm gonna put some fancy shit on up in here. Next, that's wisdom. Ask a question that's really going. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna just bring them out to really irk your ass, if that's really a problem. We're gonna sit it on the outside. Is Margarita an actual friend? Well, let's put it this way. What do you define as a friend? Based on your experience. So let's expand on it a little bit more, because that's a good start. And this is going to be a part of what this next 13 days is going to help a lot of us get to the bottom of. Because a lot of us are looking for maybe a few of the pieces left to the puzzle. You understand what I'm saying? A friend that can depend on it doesn't hurt me. Now, I kind of disagree with that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I would rather somebody who is honest with me. Just like the Mr. Clip-On here, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say we were best friends, and Oli, whatever the fuck, was my best friend telling me I shouldn't go to an interview with a clip-on. You feel what I'm saying? Because it looks what? Come on, give me something, A-holy, whatever the fuck your name is. Because I'm going to clown you too at the same time. We're going to have fun with it. Nothing personal. I don't really care. But you understand what I'm saying? Because that person will want me to have the best opportunity to show up in the best way that I can. You know what I'm saying? And there you go. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad you joined with that. Because that's right. And not an a-hole in a way to being like condescending or hurting your feelings, or it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? You would want somebody to tell you the truth, and sometimes that hurts. But if you really understand what a friend is, it's always going to come from a heartfelt place. You'll always know, because it's nothing that really serves them at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's like somebody telling you got a booger in your nose before you walk in the door kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's time we really redefine margarita. Not margarita so much, but how we define friendship. So, of course, we want people that are going to keep it honest, people that got our back. And that's what I got from your statement. You want somebody that's going to have your back. So let's see what Spirit got for us. Because we're going to dive into it a little bit deeper, and let's see how it goes with the cards that comes out. All right? I wouldn't necessarily say liabilities. That would have more to do with personal experience. If that's the way you feel about it, then we're not here to tell you otherwise. But first and foremost, the first person, the only friend that you really do have at the end of the day is your damn self. If you can be honest with yourself, you know what I'm saying? Person who always, friends are liabilities. Well, obviously not. It's still 5 views, and I'll be here all night. I have videos where there's no views, and I'm still talking to the walls. I do it because I love it. That's the difference. So what it is, from the last reading I did on IG, this all has to do with the heart. Making your heart light again. If you've ever seen the scales of my app, that's all about making the heart lighter than a feather. It's not to say that you've never done anything wrong and anybody's never done anything wrong with you. It's more about forgiveness. It's more about compassion for yourself. It's more about not living with regrets, being totally free of all those lower kind of emotions. You know what I'm saying? First card out is Inkwell. Interesting. Inkwell is more about memory right about now. We're talking about the memory. We're talking about, did you have friends growing up? Maybe there's an influence that shaped the way you view friendship, especially with parents. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there are things that were kind of presented to you and taken on as a belief system. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there was somebody who was like a bully to you, who you thought was a friend, and that left a stamp on you. You understand what I'm saying? Or maybe there was somebody who was actually really kind to you. That's that person that like your first day of school, and this person took you under their wing, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Next thing is, and this is what it's all about: Kimi, death, changing the way we view things. You know what I mean? Changing the way we view things. So this is a perfect example right here. If you look at the people in the comments, people who do or say the things like they do are trying to bring down my frequency, and it's just not going to happen. You understand? Because I am my own best friend. I don't need anything validated on the outside. I don't care if they said it was the best looking tie in the world. You feel what I'm saying? It has no effect on me, because this shows me their character. This shows me who they are. So this is really about letting people show you who they are based on their actions and not their words. So this is what you're looking at right now. Are you basing this on the criteria and old criteria? You know what I'm saying? I don't remember even asking to be coached or getting mad at it, and I'm definitely not mad at it. It's just funny how all y'all jump out the woodwork at one time and have nothing to add to the conversation. Mm-hmm. And the Queen of Cubs, the Marie Laveau. One thing about friendship, and I'll tell you a story about a person I met this weekend, and this kind of ties into it. A lot of us don't like to get close to people because we realize that we lose people at the end of the day. Sometimes it's afraid of being alone, or not being accepted, but being alone. You know what I'm talking about? I've had a lot of good friends pass on, and it's always a painful thing because you wonder why did you didn't even get to know them in the first place. And then, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing like them. These people are unique. You know what I'm saying? They bring something just different into your life, and they help you grow as an individual. So this is the other part of it. Are the people that are around you that you're calling a friend, are they helping you grow? Are they giving you not this kind of criticism, but are they giving you valid criticism? Are they giving you positive affirmation and reinforcement in your life? You know what I'm saying? Are they pushing you to be the best that you could possibly be? And the thing is, and this is the important thing, they're not just feeding you shit because you'll see it in their lives as well. You know what I'm saying? They're not just giving you lip service because they're doing the same thing as well. This is when you have a buddy that's going for a PhD or following their dream as an entrepreneur, and they're getting up every day and they're applying themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're too busy to be downing people or doing all that, you know what I'm saying? What everybody else got going on. So where are you at? I want to make sure you're in here. But this is also when you find people that'll advocate for you when you're not present. You understand what I'm saying? People who breathe, who talk life into you even when you're not around, kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's one of the things where, you know, your mother or your father used to pray when you're not around. You know what I'm saying? I send out some good energy and stuff like that. You'll know by the way you feel. This is one of the times where you really listen to your body when you're around different people, because that'll tell you what you feel, what these people are really about. You know what I mean? And that's what this Queen of Clubs is. It's more about using your intuition. You really don't want to come to people and ask questions like this. You really want to dive deeper into yourself and ask that question, and then have whatever the answer is show up in its own way. You know what I mean? It might be a situation that comes up in the next week or so that'll really let you know. But this is like your first mind, your intuition, your gut feeling. to even ask that question. What made that come up? You understand what I'm saying? There has to be something in there that made that come up, and have you take a closer look to whether Margarita was a friend or not. I'll pull one more for you. And this is what it's all about, the red earth. This is about grounding yourself. Maybe there's too much overthinking here about the situation, right? And maybe removing yourself from the situation for a little bit. I have a really good friend that ever since I moved, we haven't really been in contact. We used to live right down the block, so we saw each other every day. Great friendship, right? True mark of a friendship. We didn't talk that much. It turned into a couple of weeks, then it turned into a couple of months. Then maybe it'd be a year goes by where we don't speak at all. But when we do finally connect, it's like nothing ever, that time span never ever happens. You understand what I'm saying? We just pick up where it is. It's never anything personal because we both realize that everybody's got their life to live. You know what I'm saying? And just wanting the best for you. Why would you take that personal if somebody did what they thought was best for them, even if it was leaving you? You know what I'm saying? Leaving your life. You understand what I'm saying? So these are different criteria right now that that you're really looking at when it comes to friendship and being celebrated. You know what I'm saying? Being celebrated is another thing, for even your smallest wins. And you also being in that energy of celebrating them even for their smallest wins. I don't care if they won $5 over scratch ticket, you know what I'm saying? But something something a little bit more relevant to that person, you know what I'm saying? It could be the birth of a new child, it could be a new house, it could be their first car, it could be a new car, it could be they actually graduated, but it could be you actually achieving something in your life. And this is really the time when you see who really rocks with you. When you achieve something, because there's a lot of people in this world who have nothing to do but down other people because they're not doing anything. It's called jealousy, it's called envy, you know, all the seven devils kind of thing. You feel what I'm saying? So these are the signs that you're looking for when you're talking about whether or not somebody is a friend to you, because that can change. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it's not even anything personal. It may just be people moving apart, people having a family. You know, when you get married or have a girlfriend, if you didn't before, that takes a piece of your life away. You understand what I'm saying? So these relationships, these friendships, and this is all Libra moon stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is all about that Libra eclipse that we just had, because that focuses on relationships. But at the end of the day, the best relationship, the one we really need to be focused on, is the one we have with ourselves. So this is the answer to that question. Whatever you consider to be a joker, like a-hole, I don't know how the hell must be a hack or a bot, so it's not a real person anyway. And that's kind of what the joker is too. He only takes on the appearance of a friend or whatever that thing is down there, right? And projects onto you their insecurities, you know what I'm saying? Or projects onto you their lack of having anything constructive to add to anything. You feel what I'm saying? It's all about them and their ego. No, I don't think you're real. I don't think you're real. And this is another instance right here. Darkest before the dawn. When you're down, are people around? Are people around when you're not doing so well? When you're not at your best? You know what I'm saying? The Sun card illuminates these kind of behaviors when you're not feeling so well. You know what I mean? And it's not to say that you have to be 100% all the time. That's just not possible. You understand what I'm saying? You're not always going to be up. There's not always going to be clear skies. You feel me? There's going to be times when you're ready to well, there you go. You know what I mean? Because that's the mark of a true friend. Somebody believes in you. But you also have to remember, if you're taking accountability for that, if you're owning that space of not being up, you know what I'm saying? But you're actively moving towards being better. That's different than somebody who just gives up. You understand? And there's a grace period for that, depending on the person. But it's like if you're down and I know it's something external to you, you know what I mean? It might have just been something unexpected. You know, people get into car crashes and they're down for work kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Those people who stick around and rock with you, who help you out, it's not always a financial thing. It might be a support thing. Maybe that person helps you get back into therapy or something like that. You feel me? That's what you're looking for when it comes to somebody that you confide in or you put inside your inner circle. You understand what I'm saying? Genie in a lamp. Blue storm. Now, what this is doing at the end of the day, this is helping you take a closer look at yourself and really pulling on your own energy as far as who you rely on at the end of the day. It's not to say that we don't need anybody in our lives to help us, or we don't need, you know what I'm saying, people in our lives to help us accomplish things. But this is really the time where this brings you closer to what you believe in, you know, as far as the divine or spirit guides, whatever it is that you rock with. Your belief system is your own, right? But this really makes you draw upon yourself to get things done, not be so codependent on another person's opinion or how they perceive you. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of energy puts you in a very unique place because you start to realize your own gifts and strengths. You start to take action for yourself. You start to be accountable for yourself, up or down. And this is how you draw in people who are like-minded. You understand what I'm saying? This is how it works in a lot of cases. Because you got the blue storm, and this is what we just came out of, and this is the year that we're in. And this is why I say this is bringing you closer. The genie in the lamp is about, the lamp itself represents the physical body. It's like Jonah and the whale. It's all a metaphor. But the genie, or our own inner genius, is the part of us that's intangible, that we can't see. This is where you see somebody but you don't know their story. This is where you see somebody but you don't know their strength or who they got behind them or carrying with them, or, you know what I'm saying, their inner power, maybe that they haven't tapped into. So maybe this is a time for you to really tap into that relationship with yourself. So it's not a bad thing. It's never a bad thing. You know what I mean? When people start to leave out of your life, that's what the eclipse did for a lot of people. Any kind of relationship. It could have been business. You could have been married. It could have been a friend, best friend, day one, whatever. But also the relationship with yourself, which is first and foremost. That's why Aries is right across from Libra. It goes from the self and the relationship with self and others. And then the blue hand is doing the hands-on work. And it has a lot of healing. And what I get from this is really pursuing your dreams, getting your hands dirty, so to speak. There's going to be healing in the work that you do on yourself. And this is more about taking action. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm getting with the cards. And yeah, the Fool. The Fool. It's about taking a new journey, taking a leap of faith. But this feels more like a leap of faith on yourself. And this is probably like more so a new crowd of people. This is getting into environments where you meet more like-minded individuals. You know what I'm saying? Like if you like comics and all that, or you like anime, you go to a comic convention. You don't go to the engineering convention. You know what I'm saying? It's like putting yourself in the right place, but taking a leap of faith and not being scared to leave that old stuff behind. You know, if somebody makes you feel bad for leaving, they're not really your friend. You understand what I'm saying? If they try to guilt trip you or anything like that, they're not really your friend, because they will understand that this is about you and your own personal growth. All right? And this is really good testing ground for both of us, because you see how there's all this confusion in between all of it. That's what it's going to do. It's going to poke at you and try to bring you down and get you out of your spirit and all that. But nice try. You know what I'm saying? There's another channel that way you can go to do your trolling and whatnot. But it's really about holding and maintaining your focus and knowing that you're protected. You don't really have to respond to anything. You don't have to be so guarded. You understand what I'm saying? This is an energy where you really can start to express who you are, so that the right people can come in contact with you that you would rock with. You feel what I'm saying? This is not being so defensive. You already have your higher vibration, or your authenticity will be your protection at this time. So that's what the That's what the coral dragon is really representing here. You know what I mean? Most dragons have the teeth and the nails, where this one it just has the colors, like those poisonous insects that warn the predators. You know what I'm saying? So that authenticity, let that be your protection right about now. But be open to new places. You know, it's like going to a coffee shop, like a Starbucks. That was a really great place um, when I was really working on my business and drawing for meeting people and getting to know the world. You know, how people think, what people's beliefs were. You know, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. But for this next week, get into the feeling of it all, because I'm drawn back to that posture of the yellow human. Get into the feeling of what a healthy friendship would look like or feel like, really, more so. You know what I'm saying? What that would look like. What you're willing to give, you know what I'm saying, in a friendship, in a relationship, and what you're willing to accept and believe, you know what I'm saying, your boundaries, all that fly stuff. It's a good time to review all that for yourself. But this feels more of a time where it's about getting back to you. Yeah, getting a new perspective. And this veil card really peel back the layers. Really peel back the layers. And what this is also saying is don't go by what you see. You know what I'm saying? Dig a little bit deeper, ask different questions. Ask questions that are relevant to you when you start interacting with people, especially newer people at this time. And even people leaving your life, you know what I mean? If you have to get a little closure or whatnot. Really take the time to get to know people before you label them. You know what I'm saying? Really take the time to get to know people. And that comes from really taking the time to get to know yourself. That's how you really get the good practice in. You know what I mean? Give me one card of advice for you, and then we'll move on. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. It's time to explore. It's time to get out there. It's time to explore. One thing about relationships that people kind of overlook is, and I've seen it quite a few times this last week, being so close together all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's like two plants growing in the same pot. Eventually, they're going to outgrow the pot, get too big for the pot. So you're going to have to give everybody their space. You know what I mean? And that's where the boundaries come in. You know, a good friend will let you have your space. Nobody's going to nag you when you're in your mood, kind of thing. You know what I mean? They're going to let you have your private time. They're going to give you room to grow. And then this Empress, but hold on, what was the other one? Yeah, it's time to get out there and just explore new things. But the Empress card here, this is saying that you have everything you need. Let things come to you this time. Don't go out there looking for anything. Kind of just go with the flow of things. You know what I'm saying? Just go with the flow of things. Let things find you. Let things find you. Just be your natural self. All right? All right. So all that makes sense to you? You're welcome, man. We all in We're all going through it. Everybody's going through it in their own way. But it's a beautiful thing right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a really beautiful time to change the course of or the direction of how we experience life. And remember that, you know what I'm saying? We really have the opportunity now to change things for ourselves and for the people around us, but more so for ourselves, getting things right this time around. We don't have to be suffering. We don't have to be working so hard. It's time to surrender to the ease and being in the natural flow of things. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that takes a little bit of time of just being to yourself. And if you can be comfortable with yourself and spend that kind of time and be happy, you know what I'm saying, and still be productive and still really appreciate yourself and the journey that you're on, then everything else is like a bonus. The people that come into your life, whether they're for a short time or for a long time, you'll still appreciate them, even if they kind of try to fuck you over because they're trying to teach you something at the end of the day. So that's that shift in perspective that the hangman or the hangwoman offers us. You know what I mean? Just taking the time to view things maybe in a different way. You know what I mean? Maybe they're showing me what part I need to work on in myself or what I don't accept as part of how I want to be treated moving forward. You know what I mean? So you give that gratitude. You don't want to hold on to it. You don't want the resentment of it following you into the next relationship. You want to really extract the wisdom of what you experienced. You know what I mean? With Margarita, if that be the case here. You know what I mean? And it's a two-way street. Just remember, nobody's perfect in a sense, and everybody's got something to work on. And we all change. You know what I mean? We all go our different directions sometimes, but that's nothing personal. hmm It's just a part of life. You're welcome. Absolutely. Been in that boat quite a few times in the last year and a half. And it quite honestly almost made me something I didn't want to be or who I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Taking me out of my own element. And sometimes that's what it's geared for. People don't like being alone because they don't want to put the work in or take the time to work on themselves. You know what I mean? So let's see. Anybody else? Because a-hole, like, that's just the most blatant shit I've ever heard in my life. A-hole. Be making all them comments and stuff like that. That's just funny to me. Comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? Comes with the territory. You can't have the good, a little bit of good without a little bit of the. It'll always be there. Well, the way we show up and respond to it means everything. You know what I mean? Anybody else in the room want a card? You're more than welcome to step up in the chat if you like. But if not, I'm gonna get a closing one right here. But really great question. So for this next 13 days, what's a great word of advice? Ooh, taking control of your own kingdom as it is, being the leading role, the authority in your life, being accountable, being responsible for your actions, everything that has to do with you. On the flip side of this is really saying other people's problems and concerns are not yours. You tend to your garden right about now. Let everybody else tend to their garden. But you sit on your throne, and just like with A-hole here, he's not going to knock me on my throne. You understand? So there's a resilience here, and there's a training. And when stuff like that pops up, this is more of a like a pop quiz, a refresher, just to see if you get the lesson. You know what I'm saying? Just to show you where you're at, basically. You know what I mean? Because there was a time I would have just got into it. I would have forgot your whole question and been cursing this motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of self-control. There's a lot of discipline here. The Emperor is the combination of all four of the different aspects of the tarot, or the Destiny card system. Inkwell, in this case, because he came out again, is about writing a new story. With the Emperor, we're talking about your signature, your authenticity, your Hancock. With Inkwell, that ink is what you use to write that signature. So it's making a commitment, it's making an agreement to yourself, it's making that, it's writing that story, it's writing that affirmation, it's making log of the events that are happening, journaling, creating new memories as well, creating new memories. The old cycle is wrapping up for a lot of us. A lot of us are already 2 feet into the next one, if not a foot in or feeling it, you understand? And as we step into there with more confidence and a better vision, it's time to start writing these things down, chronicling, leave something behind as a testament of your journey. Everybody has a story. And you never know who you might affect or influence, because that's the yellow human energy for the next 13 days. You never know who you may influence with your stories. You know what I mean? A lot of fiery energy too. So it's being very proactive at this time. I mean, taking action. Under there. And study. Learning something new. Not just about the world around you, but yourself. Learn something new. You may have a hidden talent. You may have a gift that you've never thought you had, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, and the clubs came back out again, and the hang woman came out again. And damn, I don't think I've ever seen that shit happen before. That was twice. I'm gonna shuffle the F out of these cards. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, sis? Where was you at, man? I had Troll Central roll through here. Well, I'm trying to give Reby here reading. It was quite funny though, but I know it was one of them things where I'm just being tested, man. And it had to be a whole gang of motherfuckers, because once they left, shit dropped like 5, and when they came back in, it was like 5. Man, it's crazy out here with these folks. But that's what it's all about. So tomorrow, well, right now actually, we're in the wavespell of the yellow human. Extracting the wisdom of your journey. Extracting the wisdom of who you are. You know what I mean? What got you here? And putting all that to use. Moving forward. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, they was in here clowning and everything. They was making fun of my clip-on, so I took the clip-on and brought it all the way the fuck out. I don't care. Say what the hell you want. I'd have put it this way if I had thought about it. Just shows me where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody's damn validation or views and likes. Shit, how long I've been rocking? When you see me with 100 views during a live, you know what I'm saying? Ain't giving a fuck. If I could help that one person like I did tonight, that's fine with me. You want some cards, Drea? You want some cards while you're here? Because it's quiet tonight. They done set the show up, so everybody done got their overtime and they rolling out. But this motherfucker is huge. Like, literally, it takes about 15, 20 minutes to walk to the other end of this damn event. That's how big it is. It ain't nothing but engineering. And you know my geek ass, I'm really loving it. You know what I'm saying? They got all the stuff that's under the ground, the infrastructure. But a lot of it's dealing with like water solutions for water. You know what I'm saying? Having cleaner water. So they got all these little systems set up from the shit that they make them big ass lagoons that be taking up farmlands to stuff you put in your house or and appliances. You know what I'm saying? Real cool stuff. Real cool stuff. You said you do. Okay, let's see what you got. Do you have a specific question? Because Reeves was real good. It was about it's like the tail end of that whole eclipse shit with the relationships. I'm talking about friendships, you know what I mean? And what that really means. What you got tonight? And welcome in. Thank you for the lips. Mwah, back to you. It's all love at the Who-kah Lounge. Or you just want cars in general? You must be on your shift too, huh? Alright, I'm gonna put 3 out and I'm gonna wait to see if you got a question before I pull them. Yeah, what's wrong with these folks? They gonna try to drive me off my channel. What? Block. Delete. Man, listen. This blue storm gonna go to work on a lot of folks this year. A lot of folks is gonna get that smoke. It's time to make a move career-wise, and what are my ancestors saying? I thought we talked about that career thing, planning for the future. But we'll look into it. I'm gonna take the ancestor card, the ancestor question one first. Then I'll pull 2, 3 for the career. Let's do the career. Excuse me. This is good for career now. The fucking pillage and plunder, the king of motherfucking diamonds. But let's see what's supporting it. Oh, look who's there. Look who the fuck is there. You can't make it up. This is an embodiment of something in nirvana. I don't want to say you're asking the wrong question. And I think you already know where I'm going with this because you're in the center of your own damn reading. This is the part where it's funky because this is putting everything you've ever learned to use, putting it into one cohesive entity, if you will. All your gifts and talents and traits harmoniously bouncing back and forth off of each other, creating quite a bit of money doing so, gaining a higher perspective. But you already know this energy because this is your signature, right? You already know what I'm going to say. A lot of leaps of faith coming was in the general read earlier. Let's see what your ancestors are trying to say. Oh, interesting. Well, you got justice, so this is that Libra moon. This is that balancing of the scales kind of energy, balancing things out. They want you to either get balanced or make things balanced. This is a give and take. This is making sure everything is reciprocal. This is just making sure that you're using your heart and your mind equally, which is what we call integrity. Making sure your integrity is intact, right? You got inkwell, which is more about the memory, but in this case, it kind of goes with this blue night. This is like a reflection kind of energy, thinking back, reaching back, ancestry, but this is in tune with the wave spell of the yellow human. This is going to be where you start extracting something. You're going to be called to do crazy shit, and you already know what that is. You know what I mean? You've already been in that realm with your peoples. So you're really going to have to trust the nudges that you get. And even in the dream state, they'll probably talk to you more there than anywhere else. I mean, you'll probably see signs in the waking world, but those signs, those hints, those heads up will come from the dream state in a lot of cases. With Aqua here, the blue night. And this is also about journaling too, because you might get a whole lot and you don't want to forget or miss anything. Now, whether you take advantage of it right now or later is not the point. It's the fact that you have it in the tuck for a later time should you, you know what I'm saying, have other stuff you got to take care of. But the memory is coming back to the surface again. Something's coming back to the surface. And that's what your peoples are saying. Something about you is rising up. But it has to do with justice or balance or making things fair or even. And this has a lot of the eclipse energy. Clearing out some shit that no longer serves you. You understand what I'm saying? The sword is really saying to stand in your truth, whatever that is right now, because that that shit can change. But what is your truth right now? What is the truth of it all? Honestly, I think they're both related. The ancestors and the money. I think they're both related, really. So this is like a 6 card draw. So this is what I'm gonna do. If you screenshot it real quick, I'm gonna line these up for you. Take a quick screenshot and you kind of look and see for yourself. And I'm gonna put them back in order for you. All right. Here we go. Take a screenshot of that. And I mean, that coming out first says a lot. That King of Diamonds. That says a lot. And Justice sounds like a payout. In some aspects, it sounds like a payout of some kind. Something owed to you. All right. Uh, using your own intuition now based on what you're seeing in your environment, things showing up. Just follow the breadcrumbs. But I see your dreams are going to be very important as well. And it's funny because you got the King of Diamonds and you got the Blue Knight, right? And the low key, the thing with this is it's about abundance at the end of the day. Abundance is one of the key words. There's never a shortage of ideas or opportunities or possibilities it feels like to make money. So I think this is really about exploring your options as well. Maybe even doing something totally new. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, what time is it? We are almost done. We got Wednesday. This is a 10-day event. 10 days straight of this. But it's not even that. It's the people. Oh my God, it's the people. Why are we still in this Jim Crow mentality? This crab and barrel, man. I feel like I should walk around with Old Bay in my pocket all goddamn day for these fucking crabs. It just don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. People stabbing each other to get ahead in the company, but they don't give a fuck about you. No way. They don't take none of this shit serious. It's just about control and domination and people abusing their power. But that's the beautiful thing about it. A lot of us are starting to see our potential, and we're going to be put in places where, since we've gone through all that, you know what I mean, we're going to be put in those positions because we know how it is to be on the receiving end of a lot of that shit. And that's a lot of what this is too. You know what I'm saying? This justice card is speaking about. So yeah, now your peoples are really giving a channel on this dynamic here. You understand what I'm saying? Being just and fair and not abusing the power that's been given. It's there to serve people, not to belittle them or put them beneath you. You know what I'm saying? So there might be something in there like that. So that feels like maybe you get a supervisor position or something like that. Or you get an elevated position, or you should be looking for one. If not being, just an entrepreneur, diving fully into that shit, to where you ain't gotta listen to nobody's shit. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie, I got problems with authority. I always have, but it's because they be some crooked people. Like the shift manager, I'm gonna cuss her ass out. She hands me the radio, and I start walking off, and she goes, "I didn't even tell you where you had to go yet." I'm thinking in my mind, gate 17 and 18. Sure enough, gate 17 and 18. Duh, I've been here the whole fucking week. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not rocket science up in here. But you could just see the nastiness come out, the controlling part of that. You know what I mean? whatever the fuck she got going on. Ain't never done nothing to her. You have so much to say. What do you want to say? Oh, yes you do. I'm about to say, what the fuck you got to say? Yes you do. You need to say it. And if you're not ready to say it, you need to practice it. Get in the mirror or something. But so much to say feels more like fear if you haven't said it yet. It's not what you say, it's the way you say it. Judgment Day. An awakening going on. Or a realization. You better fly like an eagle. See the bigger picture. And this is what I mean about this wave spell. Extract the wisdom of your signature or who you are, or what you represent. It will not fail you at this time if you can extract that a little bit more. You feel me? Timing? Okay. Okay. Well, now you know what it is then. But with justice and Libra and all that, you know. And one thing people don't talk about, Libra is the librarian. The Akashic Records is more Cancer energy. The library itself is more Cancer energy. But Libra is the librarian to help you find shit. It's a great time to ask questions. Talking about the Dewey Decimal, nigga. Could you imagine if kids today had to go through that? Motherfuckers would pass out and die. All the phones and shit went out. Wi-Fi just went out. Motherfuckers had to use the Dewey Decimal System. We like that commercial where motherfucker still buffering and shit. You know what I'm saying? That would be crazy. Judgment Day. Yeah, speech. But it's going to be healing. Take time. Yeah, it has something to do with a new beginning, doesn't it? Yeah. Stepping into shamanship. Just telling a damn story. It's going to bring you closer to your higher self, put you back into authority. You're going to shed a skin, and then you're going to cleanse, and it's going to wrap up a cycle. That just really told a story. Goddamn. And that's more about your ancestors right there. You really want to tap into that? Make y'all a good meal and share it with your peoples. Because then that's the new beginning. That's the shaman energy stepping into that kind of a power, that wizard energy. Very abundant energy, spicy, getting in close contact with your higher self kind of energy. Being back in control of the narrative, so to speak. Shedding old skin. Like, come on. Cleansing and purifying. Like, come on. Turtle Island, wrapping up the cycle. Yeah, this moon, this next 6 months, it has a lot to do with the 6 months. But this next wave spell is going to do a really good number on everybody, depending on where you are. I think everybody sleep. I should go right down the line, just put water in motherfuckers' ears. I feel like just doing some, oh yeah, that's right. Today's the Blue Monkey Day anyway. Yeah, I must be feeling that Blue Monkey energy from earlier. Being here pranking motherfuckers. That's what I got for you, Joe. That's what I got for you. Anybody else want something in the room? We want to add into that. Feel free. This is the Who-kah Lounge is everybody's lounge. I'm just gonna sit here and talk and eat. Damn, it is so quiet in here now. Okay, that's it. Everybody doing their thing, huh? Well, I done pulled the extra advices and everything, so ain't no need to do that shit again. Just make sure everybody cool. You good? You good? You at work? You 10 minutes past your 15-minute break? All right, cool, cool. Yeah, everything gonna be all right. It just really feels like a lighter time. They stuck my ass all the way in the back of there. Ain't nothing going on back here. I can't even see the exhibits from here. They be hating. Mm. Okay, cool. Anybody else? We could do this all night. I don't care. If not, I'm gonna get up out of here and talk to y'all tomorrow. I don't know. I might do Instagram tomorrow. Depends on how I feel. Depends on how I feel. But anybody else want cards tonight? You got a question? Something you working through, and we can do it. I've got nothing but time right now. All right, I see 5 people, but I see nobody chirping. So I'm gonna take that as a sign that everybody's good. And this is just some ASMR for your ass. I'm gonna get this little walkie-talkie and go trolling real quick. I'm gonna do my own little trolling. But I appreciate y'all for coming out. Follow your dreams, follow your heart right about now, your intuition. Take really good care of yourself at this time. And just don't give up on whatever is going on. Just don't give up. Keep pushing. Keep pushing, be authentic, all right? So wholeness and love. And I'll talk to y'all later.